Jesper, great to see you on just a special week for this football club. How excited are you to play the game on Thursday, and what's on your mind ahead of Thursday?
Mm-hmm. Of course, the game is always top of my head and top of my mind. Yeah, it's exciting. It's a good thing that we bring excitement to the city and also to the club and everybody who's been following the club for a long time, and fans. Hopefully will enjoy the moment, and hopefully we will give them something to enjoy. That's actually what's been top of my mind.
What have you learned about your group during this crazy run through these quarterfinals, last 16? It seems to be a together group who never ever quit.
Yeah, I've learned that we have resilience and that we have belief and that we have quality, and that's really some great abilities to have. First of all, we need to have the quality to be able to compete at this level, and I think we have a way of playing where the players know the roles and how we want to play, and they can execute. We also have a good structure, so when we have difficult times, as we've had in especially 2 away games in Mexico, we can still survive difficult periods of the game and strike back. We did that in the last one in Pumas. We're also a little bit lucky there, but that's just football as well. And then people don't give up. They believe in each other, and we give it a shot until the end, and that's what we have to do, because in football you cannot always control the result. Everybody knows that you can play a very, very good game, as we did at home against Monterrey, maybe one of the best games we played. But we came up with a 1-1 draw, and that didn't put us in a great position, but we had still the belief and the resilience to go down there and play a good game and move on. So that, I think, is what I've learned, and hopefully also the players have learned as well.
Some of your players have called it one of the biggest, if not the biggest game in club history. What does that mean to you to be able to guide your team to that in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, that's not saying it wrongly, but maybe a pity of it, because for me it's just such a short amount of time that it's not for me it's not that big occasion, because I haven't been here for so long, so I don't know. But for the players and for everybody in the club, it's not every day, and but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the players every day. The way they work on the pitch and stuff, and that's really what it's about. Have an eye on of course the games and what we have to execute on and stuff, but also enjoying the journey on the everyday life. And I've been doing that, and of course I'm also proud, being head coach of a team that goes into a special game and in a special competition like this.
From the outside and talking to the players, it seems like you're a player's coach. You care very much about each of them, and you're a good communicator. How much do you enjoy making each player bit by bit better every day?
For me, it's the coaching job I have and the staff we have together is we have 2 tasks. We have to help the players and the team winning, and we have to help every player try to get better. And that's actually that I would say is my job, and that's what I'm committed to, and I enjoy when I can see that things we work with succeed for the individual, but also that the individual succeeds within the team. I think that gives me joy, to be honest, because we want to win all the games. Every time we prepare, and we don't sleep at night and all that stuff, and we want to have everything going the right way for us when we play a game. We want that also Thursday night, but everything won't go right, and we won't be perfect. But it will always have to be the aim when we train, and that we want to put ourselves to the highest possible standard. And I like seeing when players succeed, to be honest, and can maybe reach a level they didn't have before, get something for themselves, reaching a higher level. That's great.
Special, makes a difference in people's lives.
It's great.
Yeah.
And For me as a head coach, I'm really a team guy, and I am the front man, but we also have a great staff that works so hard to get every player well prepared and work with them all on a daily basis. It also makes it a great joy for everybody to work together, right? So it also makes the victories special, and we can connect also when we lose together. That's I think it's very important.
And when you have true harmony and collective togetherness, which is what you seemingly have right now, in many ways the locker room, dressing room, whichever you call it, almost polices itself at some point too, no? Like you let them players who kind of lead themselves. It seems like your quote unquote best players are some of your hardest working, and they set the example as well. Is that true? Does that make a big difference?
It always makes a big difference. It's we have common goals. I know that every player also has goals for themselves they would like to achieve, also ambitions in their careers and stuff. But I think the most joy you get as a player is when you really work hard for something that you believe in, together with your teammates. I think that gives great joy as a player, and also to be able to give to others and participate to make a team work. And we are very fortunate that all our players, also the biggest stars, if you would say, are very team orientated and very unselfish, and always want to work hard for his teammate. And I think it always helps a group.
You mentioned stars. You're coaching against some big stars. Yeah. On Thursday, you mentioned the fact that you're keeping up at night preparing. How does one prepare? I don't know if you want to give me your secrets, but how does one prepare for a Busquets, Messi, Suarez, Alba kind of led team?
Yeah, these players have been dominating the game of football and soccer in the last 20 years. Messi have been amazing and amazed people, and of course it's special. Going up against a guy like this, Suarez has been an amazing player. Busquets, Alba, of course they have had careers that you can only dream of having, and of course it's special. But at the end of the day, we're up against Miami, and our task is to try to beat them, and try to do it in a way where we believe that we can prevail, and try to force the games in a way that we think that we might be the better team. And that's really what it's about. And then of course they have special abilities, and I prepared a little bit. I know Messi's left-footed, and
Yeah.
But of course we prepare for special players all the time. But they have, and it's also great. It's great that we're up against players, and I can see they have the hunger, and they want to win this competition. We could see how much passion they put in it against the LAFC also at the home game. So I think it's only great. It's great for us. It's also great for them, and it makes it all more special.
They have the world-class stars, and you mentioned they have the hunger, but it appears to me that your team won't be outworked. Fair?
We haven't been so far this season, so I will not expect us to be outworked either. No, we also, that's also one of the things we would like to keep ourselves up upon, is not being outworked by the opponents. And we don't want to go down that road where we can sit behind after a game and said, okay, they just ran more, they just did the simple things better than we did, they just had a better base than we had, and then that was enough to beat us. If the opponents beat us, okay, they can, then we would at least say after the game, okay, we did everything we could, and we tried to do it the way we wanted to go, and the way we believed that there could be our best chance.
Thursday will come and go, as will the second leg and the final, hopefully for you on June the 1st. But you're building something bigger here, Jesper, than just a cup competition run. I know that. But as a player who played in European Cup competitions and has coached in the Cup competitions and done really well, can Cup competitions expedite progress while you're building something bigger in the league?
Yeah, I think it can. It can. It has been a tough stretch for us. We have played already a lot of games. And also a lot of tough games, because we had Saprissa to begin with was a difficult one. Then we have the MLS games. Then we had Monterrey and Pumas, who was really, it's good teams, very good teams. What it can give you is they force you up to speed, not always in the sense that you have to run faster, but that you have to think faster often. The game in Pumas was the most challenging game we had so far. They were really good, and we really were forced up to speed, making quick decisions, making quality decisions faster. And that can hopefully transfer into the MLS, and where players are getting used to, having to play and control things at a high pace, also have to be able to do every sequence even better and with more quality. So that's, if you can bring that out of the games, then you can really profit from it. You can also get the other, get down the other road where it's too demanding.
Right.
Yeah, and you get too many injuries, and we already had too many injuries so far this season. But okay, we've done well anyways. But still, and then you just get wasted too early in the season, because honestly, it's very different for me that we're in a semi-final in one competition, and actually we just started the main season. Yeah. So it's very difficult. I haven't experienced that before, but yeah, it's been fun so far. Let's see if we can keep it up.
Last couple, and again, thanks so much for your time. You used the word fun there. How much has Vancouver meant to you and your family? How much are you enjoying Canada so far? And as an outsider, what do you think of the entire football philosophy in this country?
First and foremost, I've been so fortunate that I've lived in Toronto for 1 year, and I experienced not all of Canada, but some of the mentality at least, and I really like the Canadians are very, thoughtful and helpful, and I think it's been very easy for me getting here, also to settle in Vancouver. I get a lot of help, and people are very kind. The football is different from what I'm used to in Europe a little bit. We also have, I'm from Denmark, a small country, right? So it's not all over Europe. I think football is very often a cultural thing. So football in Spain is played one way, based on the culture you have in Spain. In Germany, it's another way. In Denmark, it's a third way. You often see those differences. And then in North America, I would say also you have a lot of different players coming from different cultures here in North America. It's another way. I think stars means a lot in this league. There's a big emphasis on stars, also the way that you say that you have DP players and stuff like that. It's a little different from what I used to, but and then it's a bit more open, right? The games are more open, whereas especially in Scandinavia and Denmark, where I come from, it's a bit more closed and very tactically, structurally organized, where everybody is attacking and defending, and so the pitch is a little bit more open here. And but I'm trying to get used to it, and it's great. I love the game of football, and I love the differences, and also trying. I'm not coming here to learn everybody how to play. I'm trying to figure out how you play here and try to get the best out of it.
Last one for you. You've been in the game for a long time, but Thursday night, when you walk through that tunnel and you look up and you see 50,000 Canadians in that stadium, fair to say it's going to be one of the best nights so far of your footballing journey?
Yeah, I will expect it to be. And then we just, on the pitch, have to make it that way. So we hope for 1-1, then we take 2-2 in the away game.
Sounds great. Spoken like a true coach. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Jesper.
Yeah. You're welcome.